live. And whenever it does say that, then I'll be live. Does it say that? Yep, it says I'm live. And so last night I stayed up and I started getting tripped up over this whole validation of a bank card. And I got tripped up on it because in functional programming, specifically with F Sharp, it constrains you to go down a certain path. It constrains you to basically handle all cases. One can argue that, but based on your compiler settings and not using a wildcard for exhaustive pattern matching, it kind of forces you to account for all these various scenarios. And so last night in volume, I think it was volume 11, I was writing all this logic and trying to get all these tests to pass, dealing with the validation of a bank card. And I was at the dentist earlier this morning and my mind started running again. And I said, I really don't like this kludgy thing right here where it's a card number. This is a, how do I say this? This is a not validated card. How does this work? I was automatically assigning a -1 to a card number and -1 to a security code just to try to get my test to pass. And that bothered me because that's not the right way of handling that situation, right? A card number is still a card number. This is still something that a user put in, regardless of if it was not validated or not. Hence this right here. So what the real issue is we should preserve the number of the card of this not validated card, okay? And what that means is that we should take this card number and that should be a string, okay? Like that. And that is going to, when I compile, cause some issues. But if I can, I should just be able to do this right here. If is validated.card number, then let me see. Somewhere in here, let me see where I'm doing this at. Not validated is right here, and then I say get errors. This get errors is going to, when I examine this, it's probably going to check to see if we have -1 in here, right? And yeah, I don't like that. I'm also missing a card number in here. I'm missing a card number in here as well. So if not validated card dot card number equals card number -1, which I need to change. Oh, this is a string now because I just recently changed this over here. Originally, I had this as an int, which means that this should now pass, but I'm changing it back to a string because the card numbers should still be preserved. This is get errors. And so over here, what I really want to do is I should just go to my card number, and that's going to be a string. All this is going to be strings, okay? And I should be able to just say, I should be able to just do this right here. And the same thing over here. And don't need this anymore. Okay. And this expiration date, it's the same thing. This 2-digit year, maybe that should be a string too. And if that is the case, then I should be able to do something like this. And string, this is expecting an int. Nope, no, hold up. Where is this at? It's just that if I build this, okay. All this is straight. Now, where is it? I now have my not validated card, and the validation should be in my domain, where up here in my account.domain, this is where I could say else if not validated card, I should say int 64. And then you can say try parse that. And I could say if not, try parse this card number. How do you do this not? How do you do a not? No, this is going to complain and say should be separated by space. Oh yeah, I need to put something like this. No, you don't care about that? Okay, something like this. And you're still, this expression was expected to have type bool, but here as a bool 64. Okay. So that's what it returns. Okay. So it sounds like I can go up here and say let is valid card number equal, and then that could be something like this right here. Not valid card. That's a card number right here. So I got to pull this card number first. So I got to say let card number equal, and then you have card number value, and then here I could say just return value. Okay, or I can just put that right here. And so I can say over here, well, this would be card number value. And then I would say let card number equal, and then I would say this pipes into card number value like that. And then I could try to parse this card number like that. Okay. And is valid card number will be over here. So then I could say if not is valid card number, because that should be a bool now. Oh no, crap. You got to say is valid card number, and then card number value, something like this. But I don't really care about that. All right. Then I could say else if not is valid card number, then you can go ahead and now put this invalid card number. Okay. And so that logic is for the card number. And then I want to go down here for 2-digit year, and I want to probably have the same thing. So I want to have maybe some copy paste inheritance, and I want to have a come here. I want to have a 2-digit year, right? And we call this let year value, and that pipes into a this right here is year. I think something like that. And then I could say is valid year equals, and then that's int dot we could say int32 dot parse, and then you could say year value, or hold up, this right here is year, okay? So then you can parse that year as is valid year, okay, and we ignore the actual value. So then we can say over here is valid year, but you want to say if not is valid year, then invalid expiration year. And then over here, we have our security code. So we can use a similar pattern over here. And we can say, let code value equal, and I think this is supposed to be, security code. And we can say over here that our card.security code, we want to get the value of that. And we can say that our let is valid code equal, and over here we want to have code equal int32.parse, and we want to parse the code like that. Okay, so we have this invalid code over here, is valid code over here, and we just want to say something like this right here. So then you could say if not is valid code, and invalid security code, and everything else should be straight. Okay. So I kind of like this positioning over here. Everything else appears to be okay. Okay. So that this logic right here, there may be opportunities to refactor this into some common function. Two of these are doing int32. But I'm not going to focus on that right now. And this 2-digit year is, I think, a string now. Okay. Build everything. And who called me? Okay, and so now when we run this, I think it should still pass. But there's something else that I want to do. You have like a card number, and you have a security code, and you have a expiration month, and you have an expiration year. All this passes, but what I'm thinking is, if I go back to all this right here, I'm thinking that, let me go back to my add bank card. I'm thinking that this card number, how does this work? All this is fine right here, right? This not valid, not validated. That goes boom, boom, add bank card. That add bank card should probably be, well, yeah. If it's okay from hitting the external system, we have a validated card, okay? I guess this is okay for right now. So I want to check in this. I feel like I'm missing something. This is the rest of my view model. Okay. I'm going to check in this change right here. And I'm going to say refactored validation logic and related types for bank card. Okay. Now, what else is on my mind? All right, so I refactored that. What else is on my mind? What else can I get off on this ride domain, account domain? In this ride domain, we have a get ride, and I think a couple of videos ago, I implemented the cancel ride. Where's this at? Command right here. I implemented that, and I had some unit tests. Here's the test for canceling a ride. Confirm cancel ride request. Okay. View model.canceled should equal true. Which means that not only should, let me see something right fast. If it's canceled, then you should also no longer have a ride. So this ride right here, which is a result, that probably could be say equals okay, and that should be, it should be like okay, and then it should be like some, and then it should be a pending ride. I don't know if it's mock dot, hold up, mock dot ride, some ride. Is that some ride a ride, or is it a pending ride? Yeah, something like that. And I don't know if I cover it like this and confirm cancel ride request results in no pending ride. I'm missing a backtick mark. So this should be another test. Should equal okay, meaning that the cancel was entered. Doesn't necessarily mean that an external system accepted it or was even connected to accept it, but a cancel is a cancel is a cancel, right? Even if there's no connectivity eventually, I don't know if it's fair to say we'll rely on eventual consistency such that when there is network collaboration again, that this command of canceling a ride is going to hit external systems or cascade to external systems. Equal, oh yeah. This should be equal to none, not some. To equal none, okay? And then we could probably do something like that. And do I still need this over here? Yeah, okay. So if I run this test over here, Control RT, then I expect this to just work. I'll actually be happy if this works. Are you going to work? And it works. Jill. Okay. So now we got, hold up, something's not right. I thought I had 16 tests before. Run everything. Just one more time. Okay. So this cancel ride does not work. And the message is complaining about looks like some exception occurred. So if I go ahead and debug this, this ride over here, if I go view model and then ride, that's an option type. That's a result of an option type of a pending ride. And if I look at ride, it's still set to some ride ID. So that's not right. It's good to have a reference. I mean, there may be a property called canceled ride, but we no longer have a ride. So what we need to do is we need to make this test pass, such as our ride is now set to none based on this cancel request being executed. Okay. So if I drill in here, there should be a request ride, and then there should be a maybe for consistency request cancel. Okay. And this request cancel right here, not only should it set the canceled property to false, but it should also x.ride should be set to none. Okay. And if I attempt to rerun this test over here, I only have 16 gigs of RAM on my machine, so everything takes longer because I'm coming off of a work machine that was 32 gigs. Oh, shoot. No, all this returns unit, so that should be fine. So what's the problem? Oh, shoot. It should be rod equals okay, and then none. Then run it. And sooner or later that will execute. And I have a feeling this should be green. Oh, crap. And this still isn't green. Now what? Put a breakpoint on this none over here. I guess we'll put a breakpoint on this error over here, and we'll run this in debug mode. Okay. We'll put a breakpoint right here, and we'll run this in debug mode. And request cancel. We have some pending ride. Okay. And oh, shoot. It's this right here. Put the logic in the wrong spot. This I need to put right here. Because this is on cancel confirmed. And if I run that, That should go green. You should go green. And just to make sure, I'll go ahead and put a breakpoint right here. Then execute. Yes, yes. Dude, why aren't you going green? Hold up. This ride over here, error value equals null. What does that mean? Let me go over here. View model. Then we have a ride. And we have an error value equals null and result value equals null. I'm not sure what that means. I did verify that this ride over here was set to OK none, but that didn't matter. Kill this, run it one more time. Say cancel, request cancel. Okay. Let handlers equal, then we broadcast to our handlers for a cancel request. That is going to result in our mock cancel request handler, which is going to take a ride canceled event and broadcast that to our handlers for a cancel confirm. Okay. That cancel confirm gets called right here. And we say request.cancel ride, which I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. I'm not sure what that does. That, oh yeah, that returns some cancellation ID. And yeah, so this is a cancel ride with a record of the ride that was canceled. And next we say canceled equals true. The next one we say our ride will be a result of OK, but we'll set it to none. Okay. That should be okay. And that's it. This, I don't know why this is not registering. Boom, 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 boom. Something tells me that I probably should be doing something like this instead. I probably should be doing viewModel.ride, and then I pipe that into a function, maybe. And from there, I say, okay. And then if it's okay, then it should be some. How does this work? It's okay, you have some, and then you have right, but we don't want that, so that should be a failure. You could do a assert dot fail like this. And this ride is a result of okay. The other one is a is a, well, we don't care about the other part. That should be a assert dot fail. Okay. And there is something else that we're missing. You have okay, some are. You also have okay, and we'll say result. And so then that result, we are going to result dot pipe, and we're going to pipe that into a function. And that is going to be some ride. And if that's the case, it's going to be a failure. Else, if it's none, then that's what we want, and it'll pass like this. Okay. So then we can maybe do something like this. And I don't know what's going to look better. We may be able to do something like this. If we do something like that, then maybe we can bring this back over here like that. And then that will bring it back like here. So now we can put a breakpoint right there, and we can rerun this test over here. Okay. And we'll slide through here. That's what we want right there, homie. And we have a passing test. Pendejo. Okay, so that's fixed. Confirm the cancel write request results in no pending write. That's what we just tested. That's what we just updated on our view model. Type-driven development, then test-driven development. And this is how you test your domain logic without launching the entire application every single time. You want to prove that your code works, which is what most developers do. They're paid automators, but they don't know how to automate the quality of their code base. So, and that's sad, because these are the people that actually interview me, and they're unworthy to do so. So added, and I'll just say this over here. And I'll push that. Okay. And we are building up our suites of tests. So now we got 17. Okay. And is there anything else I want to do? I added another test called confirm cancel ride request results in no pending ride. That was necessary. That was good to have. Okay. Yeah. I'm out of mind fuel right now, so I'm gonna take a break. I'll probably come back a little bit later, and I'll conjure up some other scenarios for this get ride application, and maybe add some additional operations for a ride. Hence, these operations are in the specification library this right here. So I'm not using this log in and log out. I'm not. If I'm not using it, man, I should just get rid of it. I don't think I'm referencing it anywhere. I mean, it's necessary, but it's I just don't need it yet, right? And it's just a distraction. It's not being used. It's dead code. Everything right here is relevant, is being used in the code base, and should be tested. That log in, log out, yeah, it'll be needed sooner or later, but it has no place right now because it's not used, and it's a distraction. And we should remove distractions. Okay, so hopefully this builds without it. It does. And I'll just commit that update and say removed dead code, and your login and your log out, something like that, right? And you push that. Okay. And yeah, so you got your test over here, get right. It's right here. Your cancel right. It's right there. And then for your accounts, which I could scope to accounts, you have your specification tests, and we just have an account right here. Okay. And all this stuff should check out. That should check out. That should check out. That should check out. All right. And all this is good so far. Delegate command, broadcast. Okay. And okay. And we don't need system anymore. Okay. And up here, what are my imports looking like? I think that getride.core should probably be after system. Okay. And up here, we're okay. Or are we? Is there anything else we need to do? This validated card, yep, that's fine. That's internal. Okay. Transaction ID is private. Payment transaction, that should be private too. You shouldn't be able to just arbitrarily create a payment transaction. It should be created for you. I'm not sure if that's going to build or not. What else? Transaction history. Yeah, I think all this stuff should be private for right now. This fee, you don't like that, do you? Why not? Oh, okay. This fee, can I make that private too? Let's make everything private. Everybody go private. Nope, can't do that because it claims that's the alias, I think. So you only make private your discriminated unions and your records. Okay. Not validated card, that could be public. Card. No, not valid. Well, nah. Yeah, that's fine to be public. Your card can be public. Your card type is fine. All that's fine. Your expiration date is fine. Your card number is, that's fine. Security code is fine. Okay. All this is for account. And this is all the terminology, right? So in your operations, all that stuff I think is good. Okay. And then if I scope out of here and I'll go back to my right, is there anything that can be encapsulated? The GPS coordinate, I feel like that should be private, I think. Why don't you like when I do this? Okay, fine. Destination, pickup, and passenger cancellation ID. I think that should be private. Okay. Cancellation ride or canceled ride. I think that should be private. En route, ride ended. Okay. If I try to build all this, and the reason for me adding all these privates is that someone shouldn't be able to modify a ride ended, right? I mean, you could do this through reflection in .NET, but someone shouldn't accidentally or via ignorance be able to modify these values. And that's all I'm doing is just doing a check and finding security concerns. Events are over here. And we have all these errors because I made something private that wasn't prepared to be private yet. That's the test API. Okay. So this cancellation ID over here is that maybe can be internal maybe. And that's not going well. No, it's not. But I could say that I can say that for this cancellation ID, I should be able to say something like assembly. I don't know if I could do this. Internals. Visible to equal, and then I should be able to say, test API. That assembly is not being recognized, but I know I did this before. Shoot. Internals over here. How did this work? How did I do this? Final. Okay, what about visible to? Final. Okay, how do I do this? So go up here. Let's say F sharp internals visible to attribute. And this is the name of it. Okay, this assembly, that's still not working out. Over here, if I scroll down, it's this system.runtime compile services. And that is a parenthesis. Open that. Okay. System is not defined. What do you mean it's not defined? Open system. Okay. Now what? What else do I have to do? I could have sworn I set this somewhere. Crap. There we go. This over here, I have assembly colon visible to. Oh, there's a colon in here. Okay. That's how you do it. So my test API should have access to this cancellation ID. And let's see what else. Let's see what else it complains about. Cancel ride apparently needs to be internal. And we can cancel you and build again. And everything's building. I don't see any errors yet. It looks like it's going to be a green build. It looks like it's going to be a green build. It's a green build. 7 projects built successfully. Commit that. Let's say added some security constraints. Commit all and push. Okay. Everything should still be green. I should have ran my test before I built it or before I checked it in. Everything is green, 17 tests. All right, I'm done. So I'm about to take a break. This is Get Ride app, the imaginary Uber or Lyft application that I'm writing in F# as a code kata and to demonstrate that you can write normal applications using a functional programming language, in this case, F#. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm available for hire. I'm a .NET developer, and I do native application development for both desktop and mobile. And I'm also pretty good with back-end development. I have an interest in event sourcing and domain-driven design. And I am out. So peace, adios. I'm out.